classified when you ask them. That's some shit.
Isn't it centrally classified MOS in the military? Maybe the job that you're doing currently may be classified, but or whatever mission you're on may be classified, but your damn MOS ain't classified.
Yeah, we didn't ask about your mission.
Stupid. Well, anyway, that was an interesting conversation.
It was funny that happened as you had paused the clip to talk about somebody about him playing on his tops. Then somebody come playing on yours. The irony in that was so funny to me.
I'm about to tell myself Girl Scout cookies. I'm a troop leader. Yeah, I know I love cookies. Cookies nice. Oh, child.
I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Okay, let me see what else is going on in the news. We talked about the Venezuelans describing the bullshit they went through. Let's see. We are setting up food centers. Well, they said we're setting up food centers because of the in Gaza. This article says President Donald Trump said Monday that there is real starvation in Gaza, working with Israel as U.S. allies face intense pressure to lift restrictions on aid with hunger spreading in the besieged enclave. His comments came amid mounting global outrage over rising deaths from malnutrition under Israel's military offensive in the territory. Speaking in Scotland, Trump said that the U.S. would set up food centers in Gaza as we have to get the kids fed. He disagreed with Israel's Prime Minister's assessment that there is no starvation in Gaza. Trump said that he has images of Palestinians on TV and that those children look hungry. He later added that these scenes were real starvation and that you can't fake it. The partial easing of restrictions under a new round of tactical pauses has done little to quell fears of the spiraling hunger crisis. This is progress, but vast amounts of aid are needed to stave off famine and this health crisis. So there's a clip. That's better, thanks.
The nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation has raised a humanitarian crisis. It's an absolute catastrophe. Nobody wants to see that. And I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screens. So we're going to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that. And also to just get more and more aid in. Again, America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries have done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in. This is a desperate situation.
Are you thinking Israel has done all they can do for this?
Well, I think nobody's done anything great over there. The whole place is a mess. It'll get straightened out, but it's a mess. Empty food retail, food and safety right now.
Yeah, when he was talking, he said, "You're doing great as the lead," and he was like, you know how he has his eyes halfway closed and he's always shaking his head up and down. Like, yeah, he's running this shit. But Trump is running these niggas crazy for real. They be kissing the leg.
What country is that? He's in the UK?
He's in Scotland.
He was in Scotland. Yeah, I saw a lot of news with, like, there's a private girls' school that shut down just for his visit. I don't know if it was a fuck you or if they seriously were concerned about safety, but they said they shut it down for safety concerns just because of his arrival.
A lot of people don't like him. think that was a good thought.
And in regards to the aid, I've been seeing most recently that the aid trucks were arriving empty, simply arriving empty into Gaza. So it's like Israel's very desperate for food. They're not announcing that. So yeah.
So they're arriving empty into that?
Because they're basically what's the word, like seizing. They're seizing all the aid before it even enters the, and they're celebrating it too. There's footage of them, blocking the aid trucks, wiping them clean, and then letting the aid trucks go in with whatever's left. If there's nothing left on it, that's why it's insane. It's out of control. It needs to stop.
Let me look that up.
I'm sorry, I stepped out for a moment. Did Donald Trump address the Palestinian situation? Is that how we got here?
Yeah, he kind of did.
A very passive aggressive way, Dr. A.G. said, oh yeah, they look kind of hungry. While the UK is playing good cop, and then adds, oh no, it's a big crisis, but nobody's discussing Israel. They're all beating around the bush with the idea of, and it specifically Bibi. They're all protecting Bibi.
I didn't think he just said, "Oh, they look hungry." I didn't get that feeling, and I'm not a fan of him. It didn't feel like he was just saying, "Oh." It did sound like he thought it needed to be prioritized or something should be done about that. That is what I got from it. I didn't get a. Now it wasn't direct saying, making accusations against Bibi. That I agree with as well, but it didn't feel like it was like, oh yeah, there's just a couple of hundred kids. That's not what I got when I listened to it. I can't say, like, it's a feeling we're kind of talking about, so I'm not going to argue that your feeling may be different about that, but I wanted to just be sure that I should
play it again, but I heard him very clearly. He said nothing else, nothing more besides they look hungry. And starvation is, hungry would be an understatement. When you're seeing their bones.
Yeah, I'm happy if Patty wants to play it again because I didn't hear that. But I definitely heard him say aid needs to get there. That's really important. I just didn't hear that, and I could have been listening with some type of pro-Trump bias.
I agree with you about the UK or the Scotland representative. I definitely agree with you there, but not with again, it was good cop, bad cop because they're just deflecting from the root, the root of the issue.
Miss Cleo, I think CEO did a Jedi mind trick, and he might have turned you into a MAGA, Miss Cleo.
Oh, hell no. That did not happen. The most I was saying is I didn't think he just belittled it. I just didn't. I don't know.
No, I was.
Yeah, I know. I thought of it kind of made my stomach hurt. So
yeah, CEO could never do that to Miss Cleo. Hell no, don't do that to her. But I would agree though that he tries to condition people to just accept the rhetoric because he's been conditioned to accept the rhetoric, whether it's, but no, unbeknownst to him or not, he does become a little too complacent when the whole subtext of whatever he's saying, Trump, whatever he's saying, the subtext is relax. Oh, they look a little hungry. He didn't say little, but he did say, oh, they look hungry. It did sound like he was belittling the situation.
Yeah, I'm happy to listen to it again. Maybe I'll even do it on my own. I just didn't hear it that way. I did hear, yeah. I don't think he made a big deal out of it either, but it didn't feel belittled to me. But,
right.
Part of Clubhouse is, the space to agree to disagree, so I'm also okay with that.
Fair. The Netherlands has declared Israel as a security threat which they've never done in their history, and that's very telling, if you ask me, of the global climate, geopolitical climate.
What just happened? The Netherlands, what?
Has declared Israel a security threat, a national security threat.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I found the clip. Fuck. Okay, so let me go back in the music mode. I found it. It sounded sincere to me. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, based on television, I would say not particularly, because those children look very hungry. But we're giving a lot of money and a lot of food, and other nations are now stepping up. I know that this nation is really. It's a humanitarian crisis. Right. It's an absolute catastrophe. But nobody wants to see that. And I think people in Britain are revolted at seeing what they're seeing on their screen. So we've got to get to that ceasefire. And thank you, Mr. President, for leading on that, and also to just get more and more aid in. And again, America's done a lot on this. A lot of countries done a lot. We're now working with Jordan on getting direct aid drops in, but this is a desperate situation. Well, I think nobody's done anything great over there. The whole place is a mess. It'll get straightened out, but it's a mess. They have to get food and food and safety right now.
So that doesn't sound sincere to you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I was like, I hear it again. It still sounds very not belittling.
If you back it up right before he says, "Oh, thank you, Mr. President," it's like before all that, he starts the conversation because the reporter asked Trump first, and then the UK. I keep forgetting if it's Scotland or the UK representative.
That was part of the UK.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so and then he was doing damage control, like the fixer. Yeah, it is a crisis, and he's like stressing the importance, like, hey, don't just like breeze over this, dude.
Water, he did say the comment about the hunger. He said, yes, I realize the people, they're pretty hungry, but we're trying to get the aid in. And that's when the Scottish guy came in. Mm-hmm. So he did mention the hunger. I think it's all how we hear things. It's all filtered through what our perception is. So you're going to amplify that because you feel a certain way about it.
It's not because I feel. It's because I've been seeing the footage daily.
Well, when I say you feel, I don't mean it in a dismissive way. Let me rephrase. You have a particular disposition toward the Gaza crisis. So when you hear it, the intensity of what you're hearing might be inflected by that. That's all I'm saying.
Because even his initial thing was, they looked pretty hungry to me. It was almost somebody was actually trying to make it sound like it wasn't. He's like, well, they look hungry to me. Look, like to me it felt like, this is not.
It's genocidal starvation. It's past hunger. I get hungry throughout the day. You get hungry we get hungry throughout the day. I think we need to distinguish the difference between starvation and hunger. And that's what was so dismissive, belittling, and just egregiously offensive.
I feel like I hear you, but I feel like that's, as much as I think he talks ridiculous all the time, I really do. Could he have used starvation? Yeah, I don't disagree on that. But I don't think the intent of him using hungry was to minimize what was going on. I think everything in the message sounded like he thought there was a problem. And not only thought there was a problem, didn't think anybody was doing enough. So I don't know. I hear you, but to me, that doesn't support that narrative. I'm not saying there aren't other ones that you could, highlight to do.
And my supporting claim to that is that they didn't mention Bibi Netanyahu, and they just wanted to kind of, it seemed like, buy Bibi more time. Oh yeah, they're hungry. Yeah, we are getting aid to them because they're hungry.
But that's not
Well,
what he's.
what are you expecting? Yeah, what are you expecting in that moment for him to come out and just completely put Netanyahu in the
I
grinder?
tried to make a segue. I tried.
We can't go around it. We gotta go through it, y'all. It is what it is. But yeah, that is what I expect, CEO, in 2025. That is what I expect.
What? Just tell me what U.S. president has done that.
I guess you're right.
I think the greater point, though, Water, to CEO's point too. I think the greater point is, there's a way that diplomacy works. If you want an all-out fight with somebody, right, then you start at level 8, and then you go to level 10. Name calling people out directly in public for their behavior. Like, that's a way to escalate a person's behavior, especially if you're dealing with someone who is, in Bibi Netanyahu's case, who is battling in many ways his public perception, right? Like, he don't want to go to jail. He know them people about to get him. So you don't want to exacerbate, sort of like the racism.
Hey, excuse me, ma'am.
I think you're not going to interrupt me, sir, because I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Go on mute. Thanks. So there's a way in which the diplomacy has to work, and you can escalate within diplomatic, right? Within the diplomatic process, you can escalate. But to go on TV and to call him out in whatever way you're talking about without having that as a direct conversation with him, I think it's inappropriate. Now, if they've talked about this stuff to a certain level, great. And I get what you're saying, but that's not our president's job. Our president needs to go to the international agencies and say, look, y'all need to be doing this, do that, let's get together. Like, you just don't do that. And I get what you're saying, but I just think that's just not where we are. And I get what you're saying, what you're not saying, but what's clear, that there's an issue with the U.S. sort of protective, or the sort of protective thing that they put around Israel when it comes to things like this. I get that. But I don't know. I just think I'm not exacerbating the situation as an issue.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I'm not trying to exasperate. And I specifically agree with being diplomatic and using diplomacy with this matter, even if it is emotional, and to not bring emotion into it like a journalist. So whatever has to be done or said has to be done or said.
Okay. Go ahead, Trippy. You want to say something? Triple.
I just needed you guys to pray for me.
Okay, what are we praying for love?
Okay, so someone was trying to put some voodoo spirits on me, and I just need y'all to keep them away from me.
Okay, we got you.
Motherfucker got voodoo spirits.
What the hell is that going on in here this morning?
So Dr. H.E., will you commit to not using voodoo anymore?
Well, fuck you too, CEO.
Hey, don't talk about the CEO like
Too early.
DC, I would say there's some things, people, maybe it's my neural processing, but there's just some things I don't joke about. Yeah.
But do you think I'm joking? I'm not joking. I'm dead serious.
I wasn't referring to you, sir. Notice I said CEO. So that means I was directly responding to
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I got it. That's okay. We gotta just make things clear. And I'm gonna pray for you, bro. I have everybody but the CEO. Because fuck him.
I literally said that.
Franklin, good morning to you.
Damn.
It's last day, Brooklyn.
The blessed day to the fuck you is hilarious.
No, what's up, y'all? What y'all talking about? I've been in and out, not really listening, but sound like y'all had something to talk about, so.
That's hilarious. You ain't paying us no attention and want us to recap because you ain't listened to us. That's what you just did. You just said, hey, y'all ain't really matter in my life earlier. Now I want to come in and have you tell me what you were doing and I didn't care about y'all.
We were talking about how people randomly call them off like and curse people out.
Nah, we listened to the Trump and the Scottish guy chit chat. We listened to that. My patience is just. I thought I was a patient person. Then I come on Clubhouse. If somebody asks for a recap, I start actually recapping, and we got a person just coming off the mic for no damn reason. Shut
Do y'all not feel the same way I feel though?
up. Anyways,
Man, fuck you
so
too,
we
man.
were
Fuck you and Tom Big.
not interested in that. Sorry, I don't want to fuck
Wait,
you.
who said that? Oh, okay, he's gone. Okay.
He's a
Thank
kid. I went to his pictures. He got like his little Snapchat photo of him and his homeboys making gang signs, and they look like they're 15 or 16. So like, I was like, okay.
I still pray for him though.
Yeah.
I prayed for. I said the prayer right away.
Yeah, no weapon being formed against my man.
They can't go to
One of the- a
school
couple of-
kid.
That doesn't mean because I don't be praying for people like that, so whatever.
Well, I prayed before he went off the rails, and I figured my prayer for him to be protected ain't gonna do me no harm.
You gotta pray for each other.
We know you.
Well, I got to do nothing.
How was the last thing now?
So what you said?
I said,
I don't pray for nobody.
yeah, I just said we know you ain't praying for nobody.
No, I'm a heathen.
You're not a heathen.
I pray for myself, then I hurt nobody. That's what I pray for.
Actually, that's praying for a lot of people then.
How was everyone's weekend? What you said? How was everyone's weekend?
It was lovely. Thank you for asking that. I feel recharged. Yep.
Are you gonna make sense this week? Because that's what we praying for today.
Are you on Clubhouse? Are you in a different
Very ambitious. Yeah, she is very ambitious.
I was like, she must be signed in through for an app than what I signed into.
I mean, one day wanted to make something. Ain't no time when we're praying for it.
Maybe it's my size. Maybe
Maybe you can stop sometimes.
He makes
Thank you,
sense.
thank you. I make more sense when I'm really well fed, and then I make some angry sense when I can.
That's why you so angry about being hungry. You be hungry a lot. Oh, I understand. I get it.
When I say hungry, I'm talking about mushrooms. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying at all. I don't like mushrooms, period.
When he's high, unfortunately, I don't want him to be high, but when he's high, he's
Yeah, I'm myself.
when he's not high on drugs, he just be all over the place.
Maybe you should microdose.
Yeah, it's just a micro. Exactly. I ain't high. I'm just functioning. Yeah.
No, you're not about your drugs, and it's crazy. You know, one of these guys I used to serve with, they got out. His ass was doing drugs for like 13 years, never got caught. We get random urinalysis, right? When he finally decided he wanted to go clean, his wife ended up leaving him. And his wife was the one that cried and complained. She's the one that came and talked to us about he was doing
What
it.
kind of drugs was he doing?
Girl, he was doing coke, drinking.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he'd be at work. You know, coke keeps you up. This motherfucker used to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting his slides together. I was like, damn, this motherfucker put productive than a motherfucker. We sent his ass off to rehab. He comes back a couple months later. He's going to counseling. This goddamn officer couldn't do shit. He couldn't function. Like, he got lazy. It's just bad. It was just all around bad for the army. It was bad at his house. His wife was like, when his wife was talking to me and my sergeant major at the time, she was like, sometimes I'd rather he had just stayed on drugs. Like, it's crazy.
You know, they say thank a veteran for their service. Stop that bullshit and start thanking the spouses of veterans, because they the ones holding it fucking down on the goddamn front line. They don't get nothing.
I'll give you that. The spouses that are loyal.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The true ones, yeah. The ride or die. But don't do that, the veterans be cheating too, you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking that I was gonna keep my mouth closed. I know when I'm delivering abroad, you gotta find out if somebody's single or just single in the country they're in.
Yeah, they call it TDY, temporarily divorced. That's some bullshit.
Oh wow, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I have never heard that.
I felt like it was fair that us regular weed smokers couldn't pass drug tests, but cocaine could. It's not fair. I never thought that was fair, and those are real drugs. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't. I never understood it. But thank God that the laws have changed now. But us good weed smokers, we never did anything to society. Nothing. We made it
Are
nothing.
you oppressed? Are you oppressed?
Yes, I'm
There is a big stretch.
as a weed smoker. I ain't never met a. Where have you in the news? Where has a weed smoker ever been in the news besides get caught with weed? You can't even think of a time, can you? See? That's what I'm saying.
Weed smoker, well, I can never. Lots of people on this app who both smoke weed and I just don't seem to be very strong. I don't think being a weed smoker means you would become a felon, but I definitely know felons who smoke a ton of weed, like that, legit.
Yeah, it's different. Like being a felon, you smoking weed is totally different. But the weed didn't come from felony. It was whatever you was doing that was felonious. It's opposed to felony.
Now that
Or you might have got caught with weed, and that was.
Well, I mean, I like getting away with felonies because you can do anything you want as long as you're willing to do the time.
Yeah,
I did. Well, I see.
Too early for that shit. Yeah.
It's never the right time. Actually, it's too early. It's too late. It's not on time ever.
How you doing, Dad?
I mean, just remembering my sermon from yesterday from church, and I was thinking about Revelation. I'm doing good. Looking at the green side of grass, loving life. Thank you for asking.
What was your sermon on?
Yeah, it was actually kind of fire and brimstone about how Jezebel was telling Christians that they could marry non-Christians and the calamity that happened and blah, blah, blah.
When you let the evangelist
It would get really bored. It would get boring really quick.
Are you an evangelist or a Southern Baptist?
I'm a Southern Baptist that is an evangelist.
So I'm confused. You said Jezebel was talking about Christians.
Well, I mean, which Jezebel are you referring to? Because there's two in the Bible.
Are both of them in the Old Testament, or is one in the New Testament?
One's in Revelation.
Okay.
That's the last book of the Bible. No, it was, she was telling,
I know this is a really important relationship to you. I just want you to disrespect it. And I feel tremendous guilt. Fuck you. All this fucking sarcasm.
I
Zero is sarcasm with how low
Then you have more visit with him. It's pretty obvious.
Now you'll have to go to Dubai to make it up.
No, yeah, he's fucking wrong all the time. Like, you got all this sarcasm and you're wrong all the time.
See, next time I'm in Dubai, you and me, cigars.
See, next time, Bobby, you're never in Dubai.
I've been through the airport once, so you will have to come to the airport in order to meet up with me, probably.
Oh no, I'm going
It's
to
a
the
really
airport.
nice airport, though. The Dubai airport is really nice. Obviously, you know that.
Yes, dog box. Sorry.
There's palm trees inside.
New York might be, JFK might be the worst airport I've been through in America.
No, it's Miami.
Miami is really bad.
You sat in their